Before I forget. Amy's in.
At least there won't be a thunderstorm today.
No, no.
That's the bright side.
We got kind of lucky with the snow. Like we're saying, it's right between yesterday's storm and tomorrow there's supposed to be another one. So
In the morning.
I guess like from 4 a.m. I guess it's supposed to really kick off.
I
So
call it nuisance snow. You get an inch or an inch and a half all day and you're out there shoveling, sweeping all day. Never ends.
Yeah.
So my dad bought me a leaf blower whenever I first moved into my house, and I didn't have to shovel more than maybe 1 or 2 times since I moved in November 21. So I've been using the leaf blower.
Yeah, that's what I use.
Like you said, these snow,
Yeah.
it's been just enough where you just get 2
It's
battery
cold
packs and
snow.
stick it in there. And
Yeah.
Blow it off.
as long as you keep up with it, you don't have to worry too much. But if you let like too much pack on, it's totally useless.
And drive on it, you're screwed.
Mhm.
Yeah.
My driveway's like this, so I have to keep it.
So my driveway is too. It goes
I have to-
back,
I have to
down,
keep it
back.
clean. It's terrible.
Let's see, meeting packet. Hey, Donna, can you hear us?
Yes.
Perfect.
Oh, good.
Tavia's there, Paul, Amy.
She's life-size head. That's, she probably doesn't appreciate
So,
that. Big head on screen. There's no Paul face there.
Paul's just his name.
Oh. In high school, graduated high school with Paul.
Oh, did you? Did he go to Allenford?
He did, yeah.
Ah.
Both graduates, class 74.
Ah,
Yeah.
nice.
So my husband wasn't
Your
there.
husband's
then.
there.
Was he there in 74?
He thought.
But he middle school. He was in middle school, I think, in 74.
I'm not sure. My wife took all the art classes, but not from your husband. I don't.
There was another
He
guy.
was in high school that year.
He what?
He was in high school that year. You
I
can
thought
ask
so.
him. He released me from enough classes to help with the musical. Bye Bye
Okay.
Birdie.
Oh,
Ah,
I remember Bye Bye Birdie.
I was in Bye Bye Birdie.
I know, but we
played
were
the
from the
bear.
sets for Bye Bye Birdie.
Yeah, I played the
We did
bear.
set design for Bye Bye Birdie.
Oh, great.
Paul, so you went to Avon, yeah, you would have gone to Avonworth.
That's my acting experience. That was it. No,
Yeah, Richard knew, he taught there 35 years. That's a
yeah,
long,
he did.
you loved it. I'm now cleaning out all the art supplies.
oh my gosh.
Think of it. Okay, it's 7:01. Do we have a quorum?
Not quite yet. So I'm gonna text Nate and see if he can join. And he said he was gonna be able to.
We have anyone who expressed interest in the treasurer position?
No. So we're gonna have to strong arm.
I'll make my best sales pitch whenever we get to that.
Yeah.
All right.
How about you, Darren?
What about me?
Why? Just one soup.
Treasurer position?
I've got too much in my life right now.
You do?
And I do.
Okay.
I do. Involved in too many things.
So just for everyone's knowledge, we have Donna, Paul, Amy, Tavia, and Rick on. So we have 7 municipalities, but 8 total delegates. Unfortunately, we can't count the 2
Yeah.
from Ben Avon for one.
Yeah.
But I do appreciate the exuberance to have
Yeah.
both come. That's great.
Yeah, that is
Yes.
great. That is absolutely great.
Gold star for Ben Avon Borough today.
Yes.
So why don't we have a call to order and a pledge of allegiance and then a roll call?
Sure.
Okay, call to order. It is now 7:02 by my Apple
There we
Watch.
go. Now I have quorum.
Oh, good.
Stands on.
I knew if we just, and it is Wednesday, January 15th, 2025. And this meeting of the Quaker Valley COG is called to order. Let's do the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call.
Okay, Aleppo, Avalon, Bell Acres, Bellevue,
Here.
Ben Avon,
Here.
Here times two. Edgeworth, Emsworth,
Here.
Glen Osborne,
Here,
Glenfield, Hayesville,
Here.
Kilbuck,
Here.
Leet,
Here.
Leetsdale,
Here.
Sewickley,
Here,
Sewickley Heights, and that's a quorum.
okay. Okay, the first matter, do we have any new delegates from?
No new delegates. We have all of our rosters returned. So
Great,
welcome aboard, everyone. Again, looking forward to working with y'all.
Another year.
Old delegates, yes.
yeah. Okay, we move on to item 5, which we do every year at this time, is election of officers. I'll take motions for president first.
do we do nominations?
Yes,
I'd like to nominate Barbara Carrier for president.
Second.
all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
But
Oh,
Any other nominations?
I should have gone through every other nomination. It's not fair for me to hold the meeting and then rush this part. But any other nominations? Not hearing any other nominations. All those in favor of Barbara Carrier serving another year as president of the Quaker Valley COG signify by saying aye.
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 Okay, I'll take nominations for vice president. I will nominate Julie Barnes.
A second.
Lots of seconds.
Is there any other nominations for vice president? Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, this is where we put the pressure on somebody. We have no nominations for treasurer. So the floor is wide open for treasurer. Anybody would like to be treasurer?
And I'll just throw that sales pitch
Sure.
out that very minimal extra effort. We just need you to come to basically one budget meeting at the end of the year. Other than that, it's a title. We don't really ask much, just be at the meeting. And if you're the only person out of the 3 officers that's there, you run the meeting. So there's a small chance that maybe somewhere in time that you would run a meeting, and you have an hour and a half meeting at the end of the year somewhere in October. Other than that, kind of keep the status quo. So hopefully that alleviates any concerns that you might have, but we'll keep it easy for you.
Okay, hearing the job description, anybody have any nominees?
I will nominate Daryl Hartman.
Is there a second? Aye.
Second.
Does Daryl know he's being nominated?
He did
Yes.
not when he came
Okay.
to the meeting,
Well,
but he was asked
he
before.
did just shake his head, yes,
Yeah.
that he was willing. So
Yes.
that's
Okay,
why we
okay.
did the
Yes.
nomination.
Got it.
Thank you,
Then I-
Amy, for checking.
Yeah. Then I will definitely second if somebody else didn't already.
Okay, any other nomination? I think we have Daryl, don't we? Moving on.
Thank you,
Have
Daryl.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you,
you
Daryl.
very much.
That was your-
Thank you, Daryl.
Again, the warning about coming to the meetings in person.
Oh, darn.
He didn't know that, but it worked out.
Surprise.
Okay, any
So do we have to vote?
guests tonight?
We have
No.
to vote for Daryl.
There you go.
Oh,
We
the-
didn't vote.
Yeah, go ahead and
Oh, we didn't vote?
no, it was just the first.
All those in favor by having Daryl as our treasurer signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, once again,
Thank you, Daryl.
yes. Thank you very, very much. No public comment or guests. Moving on to the approval of the December 18 minutes, 2024. I'll take a motion to approve.
I move we approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor, any discussion? Hearing no discussion, I'll take a vote. All those in favor of approving the December 18th, 2024 meeting minutes signify by saying aye.
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 Great. Okay, and number 8 is our approval of the December financial reports, unpaid bills, and payroll summary. Any motion to approve? I
I'll
hope
make a motion.
everybody. Is there a second?
I second.
Okay,
Sorry, guys, I'm
discussion.
early. I apologize.
Oh, no worries.
Oh, no.
I'm a new council member in Delegates.
Oh, welcome, welcome.
Oh, great. You're lucky. You could have been treasurer.
If you knew I was coming, right?
Right.
Sign me up.
Oh, we didn't
Like
know,
a
but
bonus
thank you for
extension.
coming. Thank you.
So yeah, real quick, did you want to introduce yourself to the board and just give a little background maybe?
Yeah, sure. My name is Matt Horton. I'm a new council member up in Bell Acres. I've
Okay.
worked with municipal government for over 20 years now at this point, but this is my first time being a member of it. And one of the things I want to do is reach out and, see what the COG's up to and how that works and how I can help.
Great. Welcome aboard.
Yes.
Appreciate
You're
it.
welcome.
And maybe at the end of the meeting, when we do our roundabout to see what's new, we'll just have everyone give their 15-second summary of their background and who they're representing.
That's
That way we have a little bit of an icebreaker, if you will.
Okay.
All right, where were we? The financial reports.
Right, we had a motion and seconded. Patrick, anything you wish to talk about for the financial reports, unpaid bills or payroll?
Couple notes, you'll see this is reflecting at the end of the year, so December's reports, really, this is everything up until December 31st. I think we did a really good job the previous year of kind of hammering out our budget. You'll see most of everything comes in right where we expected it to. Bank accounts are in really good shape, both capital and general funds. The only thing that's settled out of the ordinary are our bill. We have a bill for the Police Chiefs Association of Pennsylvania. This is a yearly annual service that we have a mobile fingerprint scanner that all of our regions police departments can utilize. It's actually stationed at the Edgeworth Borough Police Department, but everyone has access to it. So part of the grant agreement that we got when we had this piece of equipment is we would pay the annual subscription fee and service agreement, which is $1,025. And that allows all our departments to utilize that piece of hardware. So that's really the only strange, thing that you might have saw in the bills payable. Everything else status quo.
Okay, any discussion? I hope that everybody had time to look at the reports. Okay, since it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor of accepting the December financial reports, the unpaid bill list, and the payroll summary, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. Moving on to the president's report. Wasn't there something I was going to?
I think we just wanted to talk about maybe in February or March going over a gathering after our meeting.
Right, that I did remember that, but one thing that Patrick and I have been discussing, it's great to see everybody here at these meetings, but from meeting to meeting, we really don't see each other much unless we interact with the municipality. And since this year we have voted to be in the Swickley Public Library, and maybe this will get more people to attend rather than being online, not that I mind either way. Starting in February, we are hoping to go over to Calientes after our meetings and have a little get together over there. Just very, very informal. Whoever wants to come. It's just a walk across the park, actually across the post office. So I did want to let you know, and hopefully, it's always great to see everybody back. Welcome back, and thank you for last year, everything you did and plan to do, and looking forward to this year. So that's my president's report.
Barbara, were you thinking every meeting?
This will be not for Patrick, but I think so. It's an informal gathering.
Okay.
So I think informally one could go over there whenever. It might be a nice spring night and not -4 degrees. So who knows? But yes, I think I would hope to make that a standard after a meeting.
Okay.
Not mandatory.
Yep.
But welcome to all of you. Okay, moving on to Route 65.
Yeah, so the big news is, I know last time we gathered, we were 14 out of 15 members that have committed to the intergovernmental agreement for Route 65. We are now at 15 out of 15, so everyone signed on board. So thank you to everyone that had a part in that, sort of helping sell it to your individual boards and councils. I think we did a pretty good job. 6 months, we were able to get from 0 to 15, so really happy to see that. And now the committee, the Route 65 committee, will be trying to pick a date in the next couple weeks to get together and just discuss what our steps ahead this year are going to be, what our goals are, and we'll see where we can take it. But I'm really happy where we are right now with that agreement passing. And again, between now and the February meeting, I would anticipate the Route 65 committee getting together on Zoom and just talking about the year ahead.
Which is great. It's nice to see that this, once again, that study is not on the shelf.
Yeah.
It's a study, and Route 65 update and upgrade is important to all of us that travel that road. Thank you. Okay, on to the Emergency Preparedness Committee.
So similar to the Route 65 committee, we're trying to hammer out a date that works best for everybody for the Tri-Boroughs Emergency Response Committee. I would anticipate again between now and our February meeting that we do get together. I know that Glenn Osborne towards the end of last year passed their emergency operations plan, and Glenfield and Hayesville seem to be on that trajectory the last time we spoke. Amy, did you have any sort of update for the group? Not to put you on the spot.
No, not really. I have seen your emails, and I think the proposed date, I was just waiting to hear back from Amanda, but I think that will work for us. So not really an update, but it is slow progress forward.
Okay, perfect.
So yes, I think we should be in line for that.
And that's the report for this month.
Patrick, when are you going to the Emergency Preparedness Center? Is it this?
So that was actually today.
It was today?
So I had a chance they have options for Zoom and in person. So I did take the Zoom option today. It's about a 2-hour meeting, and it had really a big mix of private and public interactions. A lot of business, FedEx, and a lot of the natural gas industry and Duquesne Light, in addition to the elected officials and sort of bureaucracy of Allegheny County Emergency Management. So really interesting meeting today. They had everything discussed from the weather forecast for the next month to County Executive Sarah Innamorato was in attendance just to introduce herself and thank everyone for their service. So again, emergency management's always at the forefront, particularly now with the wildfires, as you see out in California. That was something that was brought up, and it's just something that you never know when you're going to need to pull off that game plan, right? So that's a meeting that happens once every 2 months, and the Emergency Management Committee, I want to make sure that they're aware. I'll send the links to them as we move forward here, because again, not that I had any input at all. There's a board that you're appointed to, and I was just a member of the public that was at the meeting today. But it's just interesting again to hear the ins and outs of what's going on and see how many players are actually involved. So it was eye-opening today to be a part of that.
Was Norfolk Southern there?
They were.
Oh,
There was 2 members from Norfolk Southern that were participants. They're on that board. Again, it's like there was like 50 people at this call. When they went through the roster, it was really impressive to hear the different parties that were involved. So
I didn't even know that existed. That's great.
Do they meet only once a year, or is it?
No, once every other month.
Every other month.
Yeah, so I think their next meeting's towards the end of March. I can pull up that and send it out to our anyone that's interested. I'd be happy to note that, but I'll definitely make sure that everyone in our emergency preparedness group has that link, so that way they can participate if they have time. It's usually in the mornings. So
okay, great, thank you. Okay, grant status report.
Yeah, so as the new year dawned upon us, a lot of the paperwork that was tied up to Allegheny County Economic Development started to trickle down. So we're seeing a lot of the contracts or contract extensions that we requested in November or before Christmas start to come to fruition now. And a lot of checks that we requested are being paid out to the contractors associated with these projects. So again, this is a report that I hope everyone has a chance to look at. If you do have a grant project in your municipality, this gives you a little summary of what it is and where we stand. So if you kind of see it continually on there, you might see like, hey, why is this not coming to the finish line? And you can help me out, maybe gently remind engineers or managers, hey, what's the deal with X, Y, or Z? But a lot of these go away and they're replaced with something else. It's always a continuing, evolving chart of where we stand. But I'd be happy to answer questions if anyone has any specific, inquiries about their projects. But I think we're in good shape, happy with where we're at, and looking forward to seeing what's around the corner with the next projects.
So what grant opportunities come up first usually?
Well, it goes in cycles. So the first batch is always going to be the pre-applications for community development block grants. That's usually August to September. Then it goes into the gaming grant, which is typically at the end of September. They're always kind of around the
Yeah.
same time. And also the demolition grants are Act 152. So everything basically is in the fall. And then you have your statewide grants, again, sort of in the fall. The local share accounts typically in November when it's due. But those then, the paperwork comes in the spring,
Right.
and then you get the projects in the summertime, and kind of the revolving cycle. But yeah, regimented. Hopefully everyone is used to it by now, where the fall is really the call to arms for projects and applications. So I think we've done a really good job of starting to build up the arsenal of applications.
I think so.
A lot of people are starting to buy in, and that's great. And we're seeing that reflected with how many projects we have open, today.
I think it's interesting the variety of projects that were granted.
Oh, for sure. Everything from parks to sidewalks to boat launches. So
Yeah. Always sewer projects. Somehow or other, there's always sewer projects.
it's always possible.
But thank you. Anything else on the grant status?
Nope.
Okay, moving on to executive director's report.
Okay, couple things I just wanted to note. There's an internship opportunity through the Western Association of Pennsylvania Municipal Managers. This is actually a partnership between that organization and the Graduate School of Public and International Affairs at the University of Pittsburgh. So one host site will be picked. Last year it was Cranberry Township. Those that are looking maybe for an internship opportunity this spring or summer, this is a really good opportunity to get a talented candidate. Again, it's only one, it's gonna be super competitive. But those that are looking for some help this spring and summer, this would be the place to look. The program guidelines are on our website, qvcog.org. But this is going to be completely funded by this partnership between the Managers Association and the university. You can always go above and beyond with the wages. I think they pay $15 an hour. If you're interested in subsidizing that with $5 or $10 extra an hour, you certainly can. But it's something that's very competitive, and you need to apply by the end of, I believe, this month. So those that are interested, check out the guidelines on our website. If you have any questions about that, I can certainly try to help you as best I can. But really good opportunity there. Next up, Allegheny County Conservation District is just trying to get in front of as many municipalities as they can to complete a survey. This is just trying to figure out what our municipalities in the county need and what they're looking for as far as what the Conservation District can offer. It's a 5 to 10 minute survey, also available on our website, but we were asked to sort of just spread that word. I sent this link out to our managers and secretaries, so they should be aware of it. But again, just trying to get as many inputs as they can to see what that organization can do for our municipalities. Next up, anyone that had any change in their boards or councils, just asking the managers and secretaries to give me that new roster. In this case, we have a new member here.
You got one.
But just trying to keep our records up to date. So again, that was sent out earlier to our managers and secretaries. And last thing, I just noted that the bid thresholds have increased. Usually it's like a cost of living adjustment where it just goes up a couple $100.
Yeah,
The various thresholds as far as needing quotes or needing a public bid can be found in the report here, but I just wanted to note that for our group. So always good to see that it goes up to help accommodate some of the everyday purchases that happen in our towns.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions about the executive director's report? Okay. Hearing none, we'll move on to new business. The approval of the agreement with Case Sabatini to perform our 2024 audit. We do this every year.
Yeah, so real quick summary. Part of the CDBG program, the Community Development Block Grant Program, is we have to do an annual audit and provide the audit to Allegheny County Economic Development. Not only that, but it's just the best practice to do this, for an organization. of any size. So the quote provided by Case Sabatini, who's provided this service to us since 2013, is $4,000. This is a $150 increase, so pretty minimal increase from 2013's audit. You'll find all the different commitments and sort of parameters of the audit within the commitment letter here. Really, this is something that's an input in, input out too, because we actually get reimbursed for this through our CDBG program. So while we pay the $4,000, it gets reimbursed the following year, in part. So.
Okay, I'll take a motion to approve.
I move we approve.
Is there a second?
Second?
Any discussion? Hearing none. All those who approve of the agreement with Case Sabatini to perform our annual audit signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. Moving on to old business. I do have some business that I wanted to discuss.
Sure.
One, I thought in discussing with Patrick this week, we talk once a week, plan talk once a week, was the GIS mapping program. And he mentioned the mapping program, what you're doing now with parks and green spaces. I was not aware of this. I was aware, and then, other things happened. I just thought it might be nice for all of us to be aware of what is going on with the COG and the GIS mapping. Patrick?
Yeah, real quick. So those on Zoom should be able to see it, and those in person, just take a quick look at the screen here. So this is our home website, qvcog.org. You'll see on the left-hand side, it says COG-wide GIS. So this is like a little home page and hub page that we built with Civic Mapper, who are our GIS consultants. They've been our consultants for almost a decade now. So a lot of the past projects you'll be able to utilize on this page. It's free of charge for all of our members to take advantage of this material. Now it's not going to give you access to an ArcGIS license. That's something you need to purchase on your own. But the maps that we've been able to build, you'll be able to access and use just as any member of the public can. So a couple of the main highlights that I wanted to make sure everyone's aware of. We have a handful of maps. One is our grant map. So every grant application or award. So you do need to get the login access. So, but I just sort of wanted to highlight that this is all available for everyone to access with these credentials. So I can give you a URL where you don't need to log in, but you can't change anything. I can also provide you the shape files if your engineers ever wanted to integrate this mapping into their mapping. But you'll see here, this is a zoning map. It's the whole entire COG. Every single municipality's zoning information is compiled into this. Daryl, give me your address real quick.
994 Ridge Avenue, 15202.
15202. So you'll be able to see real quick, what's Daryl's house zoned? See here that it's in the pink, whatever Killbuck's pink zoning is, R2. So you can look up any property in the entire QV COG and find out what the zoning information is. Some of the municipalities have their zoning code linked on their websites. If they do, we're able to actually pull it up right here. You can see what the R2 means. What can you do in R2? Whenever I worked on the other side of things in the staff level in a municipality, I always got phone calls. What can I do? How far away does my fence need to be? Can I have chickens? What are my rules and regulations?
Oh, yeah.
So that was one of the very first things I wanted to do when I took this role. So this map's available, again, free of charge. You can embed this into your websites. So when your residents call and ask, hey, what can I do with my property? Boom, it's right there. We also have a street ownership map. Where, is it a state road? Is it a county road? Is it a municipal owned road? Who's responsible for maintaining it? You'll be able to access the same thing, search a property, and all these different color codes correlate with what it is. Same thing with bridges too. Just another cool resource we thought would be useful for our staff and residents throughout the COG. Another thing that we're working on as we speak is a green space map. So trying to aggregate all the different parks and recreational opportunities in the QB COG into one map. So you can say, hey, I want to go have a picnic in a different part of town. You can see what's available. Photos, amenities, and even website links if you have to rent a pavilion, all will be integrated into that map. So that's about 95% done, that particular map, but we anticipate having that up and running on this too. So, yeah, it's a pretty robust program we've built up over the years. There is help, if you want GIS technical assistance, we have that relationship to make the connection between your municipality and your staff and Civic Mapper. But again, there is a cost for that, but it's available and you get a reduced rate rather than going out on your own, finding their services. So
Thank you. Thank you, Patrick. And I think all those maps are useful to our communities if we know that they're there.
it's always a battle, right?
Yeah, it always is. Second old business, just to keep in the back of the delegates' minds, is that we are going to begin at the end of this year to renegotiate our waste management contract. So I think in the fall, we will form a committee to begin that process. Certainly, if you're interested, we'll certainly bring this up again. But if you're interested in joining us, let Patrick know. Thank you. And that's my old business.
Perfect. All right, let's go around real quick, see what's new in everyone's towns. And again, if you could just do a quick 15-20-second introduction of yourself, that'd be great. So let's start off with Donna. Go ahead. You're up first.
Well, my name is Donna Ada Pietro. I'm on council in Leek Township, and talk about full circle in a way. I retired from emergency management for the township about 8 years ago, and I've been re-deputized, I guess you could say. And I'm now working under Dave Volk, who is our emergency management coordinator. So I'd like to think we make a good combo, and hopefully we won't have to prove it with any kind of disaster. And that's about it.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Paul, you're up. We'll circle back to Paul.
I'm sorry, Patrick. I didn't
No,
quite
Paul.
hear when you spoke. Sorry about that. My
Yeah.
name's Paul Getz. I'm on Emsworth Borough Council. Been on and off it for, I haven't decided whether it's 23 or 24 years. You lose time in between being off. So we served in many different capacities. So the odd thing again this year with Emsworth is 6 out of 7 of our council members are up for election, as is our mayor. So if you know anybody that wants to get involved in Emsworth, there are plenty of empty seats available this May and fall. So we don't do like happened last year. So, and Rick Wagner, you probably know the one person that's not up for re-election.
He's the one you want to get rid of.
No, he plays nice. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Paul. Maria, you're up.
Maria Napolitano, Leedsdale Borough Council. Starting the year in Leedsdale with some just planning for the year, and I guess our big thing this year will be starting the Henley Park rehabilitation with the playground updates. We are looking at putting together RFPs for this project and for the planning master site plan for the riverfront at Ohio River. See what we could make out of that small area, and looking forward to improving our other playground and Colmar Park in the industrial area, and the 4th of July is coming up. That's always a big event for our town. So this year, interestingly, I want to mention to everybody, the Governor Shapiro is giving out a lot of money for the America's semi-quincentennial celebrations. Basically, it's a grant that actually could cover celebratory events for the 250th anniversary of our country, or rather any community event that promotes this theme. And the second round of this grants is in, I believe the applications are opening and closing late in spring and May. And with the results coming up in June, with the money can be spent up to 2026. So like community preservation projects, and I guess we kind of, what was interesting to find that out. And, we are looking to apply and please consider if there's something you would like to do for your municipality, for anything you have going on, check it out. Other than that, nothing else to report.
Thanks,
Do you
Maria.
need letters of support for that, Maria?
Oh, we'd love that. Thank you so much. I'd love to I would appreciate some letters of support for some of the grants I'm putting together. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks. Barbara, go ahead.
Barbara Carrier. I've been mayor of Glen Osborne Borough for 14 years. On council for maybe 12 years before that. I started as planning and have been involved in the local government since then. I have in Glen Osborne, we lost our president of council. Not lost. He resigned as he's starting a new company, and our treasurer of council. Until our meeting next week, we have not filled those positions, but we will appoint people to those positions. So not as bad as some councils as Paul's, but we're looking at change. And which is good. And that's what's going on in Glen Osborne.
Thank you for that. Amy, you're up.
Okay, Amy Paff, Hayesville Borough. I don't have too much for right now. We're still working on our roadway project, which I've talked about several times during the meeting. We're about, I would say, 3/4 of the way through it. The lovely weather we are having has slowed us down a little bit. So they're, I think, about 3 weeks behind schedule right now, but very much understandable. So we're looking forward to having that finished out. And then being able to kind of focus. We have to focus on sort of one thing at a time at this moment. So we're looking for other things for 2025. Looking forward to some of our other projects, but nothing too new or exciting at this moment. Our council remained the same, so we were able to move into the new year with pretty steady direction.
Great. Julie, go ahead.
I'm Julie Barnes. I'm from Swickley Borough, and I serve as Vice President of the Swickley Borough Council. I've been on council since 2000, and I've served as the QV COG Vice President for, I guess this the third year. Third year. And in Swickley, nothing new that I can really think of, but we do have a bunch of people going to the ALUM legislative dinner. I don't know if anyone's going to that tomorrow night, but if you are, come find the Swickley crew. We can hang out.
Where's that dinner?
It's at the Grand Concourse. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, Tavia, you're up. We'll come back to Tavia. Nate, you're up.
Sorry, Patrick, that I joined so late.
No problem.
All's pretty quiet on our front. I am working to set up a meeting with Representative Gatos, as you had recommended, to kind of take her out in the field and look at the projects that we've applied for grant funding. So we're going to try to get her out in February to take a look at our landslides. Other than that, pretty quiet, getting the year started here.
Perfect. Thank you very much. All righty, Daryl, you're up.
I'm Daryl Hartman, Killbuck Township. There are 3 of us supervisors, no change this year. We had a reorg meeting a couple weeks ago and took 4 minutes and 22 seconds. We timed it. 4 minutes and 22 seconds. Those are the kind of meetings I like.
Yeah.
I'm a 34-year Air Force pilot veteran, retired about 12 years ago now, and I've been on as a supervisor now for just my second year, so about a year and a half now. So, Killbuck's very sleepy hollow. Nothing much goes on. We're doing traffic study, started yesterday. There was traffic study in January. They put the little lines across the road and 5 hours later, the snowplows ran them over. So, we'll see how traffic.
Yeah.
Nothing much goes on in Killbuck, yes. Except your office is in our township.
Mhm.
I can attest, it's a very quiet office. All righty, thank you for that. Rick, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Patrick. This is Rick Wagner. I'm Borough Council President in Ben Avon. From a borough perspective, we did just finish up our negotiation of a new police contract with Avalon Borough. We'd previously been working with Ohio Township, but have gone in different directions. That was a lot of work for our borough the past several months to get that done. They took over January 1st. For those membership that are part of Alcasan customers, just an FYI, we've uncovered a problem there with folks that do electronic bill pay through their banks is not getting through to Alcasan. So there's been some major issues with people getting late fees and whatnot that we're trying to uncover with them, but it seems it's a little bit of a maze over there. So I'm not sure the Killbuck folks or Emsworth folks have gotten that, but definitely it seems to be across the board kind of a major issue just because it's a lot of confusion happening with that. And obviously when you get into late fees and things, people get excited about that. So just FYI there for those who may not be aware. Dan, I'm not sure if that's hitting Bellevue as well. Also, I've had conversations informally, Patrick, with Ben Avon Heights. There may be some interest in them coming on board to the COG, especially related to waste collection. So that's something potentially we can talk about offline. Happy to kind of spearhead those conversations. I think it'd be good to bring them in. We've been talking about other things as well, kind of getting them more like a normal municipality. They do things a little different up there, but I think it would be good for all of us, especially related to 65, as well as having a few more homes within the negotiation with whatever waste solution we come up with there. The more the merrier, right, from a negotiation perspective.
Yeah.
Also, one of the key things, or one of the main things we discussed with Avalon in our relationship with the police was really trying to patrol Route 65 down our area. Bellevue and Avalon have really stepped up. While not really speed related, because there's limitations, obviously, with local municipality police and what they can do, but at least patrolling the corridor down in our area. So again, very interested in moving forward with that, and had conversations with Representative Venkat about that topic as well. So Patrick, please loop me into the 65 committee. And I'd be happy to participate in the waste management committee, or I'm sorry, waste management, the solid waste committee, because I was on it last time. And I think I'm going to be more active in QV COG this year than I have in the past. We've kind of got things kind of wrapped up, and the transition to me being council president is kind of, we've gotten past that. So really enjoy being part of this group, and we'll probably be more active this year and moving forward.
Great.
Right, we
Yeah.
can use you.
Yeah.
Hey, Rick, can I ask you a question? This is Daryl.
Sure.
Yep. I own property in Ben Avon, and I got a letter yesterday about they never got my check from October and the penalties. Are you consolidating a list of people having that problem, or I mean?
Yeah, we're trying to, so we're kind of, I guess, reverse engineering it. Obviously we have a list of the folks that are, delinquent in their payments, but we don't know the reasons why. So we're kind of doing that now. We are going to be waiving the late fees. Those payments, if they are delinquent, should be made to Jordan, which is our tax group, and not Alcasan. But yeah, we're trying to get to the root of what the cause is. But it's definitely, what Alcasan says it's between, the customer's bank and the customer. But I think there's some kind of transaction thing happening that they're trying to dig into. So again, we're saying those letters out there automatic, but there won't be late fees. We're just trying to get down to what caused the problem. Because again, Alcasan is one of those archaic groups that doesn't do really online payments. So it's always a struggle.
Because my bank sent a check and the check never cleared. It's just sitting there. So
yeah,
there's
a mess over there somewhere. Yeah, we'll try to we're just trying to get the bottom of it. But just know
Nobody's the key to.
If she can be here tomorrow, I can come over tomorrow and talk to her.
Yeah, what's tomorrow? Thursday?
Yeah.
Terry will not be in tomorrow.
Okay. I see her, I'll stop in. Yeah.
All right.
Give her my info. All right. Thanks, Rick.
Some guy's desk just.
Perfect. Thanks, Rick. I'll definitely reach out and we can discuss those topics a little further.
Yeah.
All right, Dan, go ahead. What's new in Bellevue?
Hey there, Dan McKelvey, now newly elected Vice President of Bellevue Council.
All right.
All
So
right.
we had two resignations going into the new year here. So one of those was the VP seat, and I was elected last night. So I guess some big shoes to fill, but we'll see. But anyway, the borough's pretty quiet right now. We're actually big thing we're working on is looking at in light of the tragedy that happened in New Orleans, some type of big road barriers for whenever some of our organizations do big road closure events here in the borough. So I lead the beer and music festival. We closed down Lincoln Avenue, and in the past it's just been sawhorses blocking the road. So not very hard for someone that's having a bad day or whatever to have something happen. So the borough wants to get ahead of things, just for the sake of safety in the community. We're looking at, what options are out there as far as road barricades go. And other than that, we're just getting things in line for the new year and seeing what projects we can tackle this year.
Great.
Can I make a comment?
Yeah,
Dan, this is Julie from Swickley Borough. I head up the Swickley Light Up Night Committee.
Mhm.
And for our event, the police and fire park their vehicles at every entrance, street and possible entryway to the street. So there's a dump truck, several fire trucks that surround the footprint of the event. So just an
Gotcha.
idea for you that doesn't cost anything.
No, it's a good idea. Thank you.
right on. All righty, Tavia, if you're there, the floor is yours.
Okay. Hi, I'm Tavia Washington. I'm on council in Benavan. This is I think I'm going into my 4th year. And I've also been on the COG that entire time as well. And Rick gave her update, so I guess that's all I have.
Sorry to steal your thunder, Tavia.
It's all right.
All righty, Matt, did you want to add anything or what's
Yeah,
new in
sure.
Bellevue?
So
Yeah.
my name is Matt Horton. I'm actually a civil environmental engineer. I've worked with municipal government my whole career, but just this year, I had the opportunity to change in my employment and my availability, and I was able to spend more time local. So I joined the council when my good friend asked, who had also joined earlier in the year because there was some turnover over the summer this year. But no real big updates or anything like that up in Bell Acres right now. Just looking forward again to projects in the spring. And my interest was to come and figure out how can I help accelerate, that for the area by participating in the COG. Because in the 6 months I've been there, I think we saw the agreement come through and we signed that, but I never really saw much interaction. So I said, I'll be the one that does that.
Great.
Well, we thank you very
Great.
much.
We thank you.
All right, anybody else on the call or in person have any final thoughts? I think we went around and everyone had a chance to introduce themselves.
Well, I hope to see everyone next month for our happy hour.
I
Our
hope
first
too.
happy hour.
I do too. I'll take a motion to dismiss. Well, that's kindergarten, sorry.
So moved to adjourn.
Is there to adjourn? Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you all for coming.
Aye.
Thank you,
And
everybody.
welcome to a new year.
Stay warm out there.
Bye, Donna.
Bye.
Bye.